Banzarangara Padma Sadarda Ahum 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 banjarangara padma sadardo 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 ahum banjarangara padma sadarda 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 ahum Banjarangar Padma Sadarda Ahom 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 Banjarangar Padma Sadarda ahum Banjarangara 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 padma sadarda ahum Banzarangara Padma Sadarda Ahom 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 Banzarangara Padma Sadarda ahum banjarangara 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 Padma
Om Sambara Sambara Bamana Saramahan Zambaba Hum Palazoha Om Sambara Sambara Bamana Saramahan Zambaba Hum Palazoha Om Sambara Sambara Bamana Saramahan Zambaba Hum Palazoha Om Nanta Nam Daram Janan Japa Jashim Jobji Jana Jipaya Sardi Judan Gimdan Papa Zo Kan Lab Sham Sala Darjab Jashi Jodme Yarabo Sultan Tundur Gon Shamba Jan Hvala Geta Hvala Tamba Kan La Gomba Jachira Tarpa Janan Hambur Taram Haga Salata Hvala Tana Simchanan Tamcha Largon Tarpa Hvala Yetsamam Zadapa Zaraba Hvala Tim Sansaman to be Trashi Hwalim Pila Devara Sharpa Dialab Sham Salalom Jan Hvala Jana Wardan Durjim Zanam Sheri Zawa Gumbu Shamba Hvala Saya Nyambo Japanam Beres Sadanam Ki Nyambo Pagam Chaka Kandab Zan Apala Durji Parkar La Shandan Orva Dawa ra la zhe nian ma ye shang san la ge nam zhe xi hua de dim chu ge shang che bu sen hua dian la shang za le lo ren chen de dim chu ge zhe xi se de nian dong zhong wan zang ye le on ga ma la nian zhe ge dong dong pen cuo hua le bi man na be ye lam san wang je ren ko lo de ren chen de gam chu ye de je shang za nan chen nam shang de je le wan chu jiao ji je de ma ge zo ngo zhen bi hua le bi le wen zhe xi la mo je la shang za le lo cang ba qin bu dim zhong zhen mi de wen me dong dan da je le bu ye lam ko re zhong pa ji bu da le wa mi me zan nam tu ji de har jim ko lo dang zhe she la dang dong tong do ji chen ba wa ra la zhen chu tin jian chen nam zhen sa sa ma ni se ge le gam zhe xi bi len ji ten jiong wa je la shang za le lo da ge ge dang da re sha wa sum ba la ga ta ni wa do tun hua lam pi le sam tun ye shen zhe ba zha xi de le ge pen sam cho ba re xiao she na kan de la mi yom je ren che ge re re mo je nan cha je le zi na za so ji ji je le mi mo lam le zhong wei Kanam zam chu de be chen ji zin je re je namo ra na jaya ya namo banga wa dim bar sara jamar dan ta thanga daya arahate samyak sampadaya taraya tha ban jir maham ban jir mahatin zam ban jir mahabiyam ban jir mahabodha satam ban jir mahabodha mandupa santan manam ban jir sarva karma warana bashudanam ban jir suhana mo ra na jaya ya namo banga wa dim bar sara jamar dan Tathangataya arahati samyak sampadaya tarayata banjir maham banjir mahatin zam banjir mahabayam banjir mahabhuta satam banjir mahabhuta mandupa santan manam banjir sarva karma warana bishudanam banjir suhana morana jayaya namo bangga kwatim banjir sarada mardana Tathangataya arahati samyak sampadaya tarayata banjir maham banjir mahatin zam banjir mahabayam banjir mahabhuta satam banjir mahabhuta mandupa santan manam banjir sarva karma Warana Bishudanam Banjiri So Hai Malisim Janan Kananja Gonam Jirja Dala De Hom Jimam Zadam Jum Zadalha Ngunam Malim Jab Janam Tianan Jirapa Chumadanam Kurum Jinindar Shangzai Dagdam Rolam Dim Zim Shara Nyala Jezam Taram Tayina Chichadim Chura Bab Dab Jedapa Chum Danam Shilzai Zolam Bagbam Jam Hola Junar Kirpala Psham Chanya Satagam Shabji Jitina Ti Samasha Maya Sangikan Dagi Mali Te Tam Chadala Lidang Yala Tami Shabja O Zambo Sherpa Mulam Dob Dagi Yarva Tam Jada Yala Kem on Samanda Janga Danyala Lirabam Talapai Yarava Kanla Raptab Sham Salalo Darachi Dana Delanyala Sandi Nama Sandi Tija Winam Zipa Taga Tetaran Chuja Nama Maliba Tamjada Yarava Taki Kavaramo Tetagam Gaba Mazala Jamzo Nama Yanji Yalaga Jamzu Dakananji Yarava Kanji Yundan Rabjudaja Devara Shagaba Tamjalab Dakim Tud Medoga Tamban Chawa Tamba Dan Salanyana Nam Dam Shiba Degam Chogada Maramim Chogada Bdipu Tambaye Jarava Tetagalanam Chuprabja Nabza Tamba Nam Dan Cham Chogadam Shima Paramara Rabanyam Bata Korepa Chalapara Pagapum Chokanji, Jarava Tetalanam Choparabja, Chorapaganam of Lamila Jachiva, Teta Jarava Tamchalayamu, Zambo of Shola Talaput of Tagaki, Jarava Kanlab Shagam Salam Choparabja. Dola chaga zerdan te me wangina li tang dan tip jena ye chi jang dik pap da ki ji pam cham chi ba te ta tham jala da ki so suruf shag shag ji jarwa kan dan san ji chi rang ji de nam dam lob dam lob dam ro kan jem so nam kan la yan de ta kan je ji sab da ya Kanam of Jim Jitin Drunmanam of Shanchiverim Brasanji Machavni Gonbote Tab Dake Tamchadalam Korolov Lana Milpa Korovar of Color Yangan and the Tuna Kamjala de Dalam Druakan La Pamjan Deva of Shir Kadapa Janga Dalanyal of Jiparayam Dake Talamur of Jer of Sorver of Jer Shagam Sadabatam to the jam Shagapata, Jesus, Yeram Karajan Survaya, Gewa Johnsalab the Gate of Sagapa, Tamjalab the Give Shanchiv Shirab Shagam Janab Zipa Sanji Jum Dandi Tamjadata, Sabjalani Pub Shanchib Senhua Chimbonam, Lama Durjim Zamba Chimbonam, Daglargon Sonam Shanchib, Nyamburum Chiji Vara Sanji Nam La Jabzum Chudam Shanchib Senhua, Sola Debjana Jabzum Shanchib Nyamburum Chiji Vara Sanji Nam La Jabzum Chudam Shanchib Senhua, Sola Debjana Jabzum Shanchib Nyamburum Chiji Vara Sanji Nam La Jabzum Chudam Shanchib Senhua, Sola Debjana Jabzum Chatar Munjib Deshagib Shanchib Tinab Jerapata Sempre la pala, Teta Ramjanani Patar, Divjanandola Pantunda, Shanchiv Simnam Jibjajan, Divjanandana la pala, Rambab Jandab la Parabja. Chatara Munjib Deshagim, Shanchibatin of Jarapatam, Shanchiv Simquib la pala, Teta Ramjanani Patar, Divjanadola Pandonadab, Shanchiv Sim of Jibjajan, Divjanandanam la pala, Rambab Jandab la Parabja. Chatara Munjib Deshagim, Shanchibatin of Jarapatam, Shanchiv Simquib la pala, Teta Ramjanani Patar, Divjanandola Pandonadab, Shanchiv Sim of Jibjajan, Divjanandanam la pala, Rambab Jandab Lavan Parabja. Tandi Dagsim Diva Yudamaya Telapala Paratova, Teran Sarji Research, Sarji Tisa Tajarato. Tanab the kitchen, Jari Tam Tumbali Samante, Jumalam Samburim Dala, Yoparam Jarate Tarafsha, Long Wave Shakatara Pompoli, Chatar and Chenan Patar, Divjan and Jersey, Tartini, Shanchibu Sim Dagalarchi, Daki Teram Churpatam Jadajab, Shangaram Ruba, Deshagan Yalatana. Wartab de Lamdun de Buzan and Jil, Hatan Haman la Soga Gavaraki, Shanchibuzim Joram Boche, Marchi Panama Jetirachi, Stipa Nyamba me Parayan, Gone Condem Peverisho. Sim dam jar jam shang che ve shu la jor ba ta sar ji nam ji yong zong jam de le ji le nam ba ba de shu shang che ve sen hua nam ji nam ru tu na tu la gong zhe ve shu gong bo yi na gang gong ba sim chen nam la dem jor shu sim chen tham che le de ta dan jar ji ngan ru tham che de ta ta dong ba de shu shang che ve sen hua gang da sar ji ba te ta kan je mo la mam je para je o ma hong je de chen ba ba wang ge bo zhang de de tong su su ru to be ye xie ge ma che ge de de na ba mi ram jen li dur je nye ma na wa qin bu hua chur ke na wam tai dur ji chum ji te na wam shi ti ji ji che ge zi par ma je bun kon ding a wam je na zhe de zhen na wan chen he re ge sang wa ye xin ban de wa re dem chong do de pe je de pu de chen ne de ma le je ge ye lam chong de xie de ma chong ta nam shag je wam shi ge de tong ka wam zhe le dur je hua wo da ki zo na tong nian be qin bu nga nye le de dur je ke yi ka ji zhe sa ma yo ge ma le song ge je ji kam sem ge wa zhe ma re pong kon de wang la che ba zhe ji tang zhe de yo xiang de pe re xie dur je che ba qin bu ti ji na nam ni ngo zhen dur kim chok zo lo zhang dur je zhe zhe ba qin bu yi na zhe de de wa qin bu dum xie le ba ta ye jim zhe de zhe ve ro ka zhe nan de je gong ba xie wa jim ji ge ram jim sa sa ma wang ga la zo la ki bi zur wan de su xin ji lo chok ta na ngo zhen dur ge hua ta ta to mi de wang de je de bu ngo zhe zo lo ma a hong shi de chen ba ra wa wang ge po zhang de de tong su su ru to pe ye xie ge ma che de de na ba mi ram jen ni dur je zig panama jer bum gonding a wam jer nan ta da zan nan wan chen he re ka sang wa ye xin ba dar wa ra dem chong dar pe jer po de chen ne de re man le jer gi yelam chog ri che de ma chog tan nam shag je wam shi de tong kar wam za la dur je hua wa da ki zo nan tong nim be chen bu nga nya da ta dur je ka yi kar chi cha sama yo ham ga me da song ge je ji kam sam ge wa za ra mar bum khon de on la cha ba de ji tam cha de yo sha de pe re shi dur je cha ba chen bu ti ji na nam ni ngo drum dar kim chok zo lo ja dur je cha 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 ba chin bu yi na cha la de ba chin bu dum xie de ba ta ye yam cha da cha ba ro ka ra cha nan dar je kong wa xie ba jim ji ge pa ram jam sa sa ma wang ga la zo la ki bi sur wan de su xin ji lo chok ta na ngo drum dar ge kwa ta da to mi de wang de je bu ngo zhe zo lo ma a hong she de chin ba ra ba wang ge pop chang de de tong so su ru to pe ye xie ge ma cha ga de de na ba mi ram jan ni dur je nya ma na wa qin bo hua Jitin wam ji di ji ji cha zi ban ma jer bum gon ding a wam jer na zhe da zan na wan chen he re ka sang wa ye xin ban de wa ra dem chang de pe jer po de chen ne de re ma le jer ge yam cho ri xie de ma am chang tam ja je wam xi ge de ta wa kar wam za de dur je hua wa da ki so na tom nian ba qin bu nga nya la ta dur je ka yi kar chi cha sa ma yo am ga ma de song ge je ji kam sam ge wa za ra ma bum khon de on la cha ba de ji tam cha de yo shang de pe re xie dur je cha ba qin bu ti ji na nam ni ngo drum dar kim chok zo lo ja dur je chak cha ja ba qin bu yi na cha la de wa qin bu ro dum xie le ba ta ye jam cha da cha va ro ka ra cha na dar je kong wa xie wa jim ji ge pa ram jam cha sa ma wang ga la zo la gi bi zo ram de su xin ji lo chok ta na ngo drum dar ge hwan ta ta to mi le wang de xie de pa ngo zhe va zo lo hong wo je na ye le je na shang cham ba la ma ke sa ra dong bo la yam cha nam chok wa ngo zhe ve ni ba da ma zhong ni ji sa zhe gam kor de kan zhu ma bo ko ren che de ji sa da ge zhe ve ji shen ji lo bi shi xiang se so lo ge re ba da ma sa de de ho zhe de ban ge ren cham je la da zhe ba ren jin qin bu jie de xiang zhe ni we ji jie da da zhe xin guo jie la cao la zhe wan de su xin jie lo bi xian na sa mi ba che so le san ba ye xin de ba da chok dang de ma zhe bu zo le zhe de ban ge ren cham je la dang zhe ba ren jin qin bu jie de xiang zhe ni we ji jie da Tazulam, Zurman Dibsub Shinjilo, Bishana Sami, Varchazula, Samba Ibshin, the Pada, Chotan Tanamu, Drusula, Telepangaram, Samjilata, Tapurin Chimbo, Jetta, Shansam, Jetta, Jepsin Gabjel, Hazolam, Zurman Dibsub Shinjilo, Shana Sami, Varchazula, Samba Ibshin, the Pada, Chotan Tamahu, Drusula, Telepangaram, Samjetam, Tapurin Chimbo, Jetta, Shansam, Jetta, Jepsin Gabjel, Hazolam, Zurman Dibsub Shinjilo, Bishana Sami, Varchaz, Samba Ibshin, the Padam, Chotan Tanamu. Drusoda Chalapangaram Samjata, Taparin Chimbo Jetta, Shansamini, Jetta, the Singwabjal Hazola, Survan de Subshinjilo, Bishana Sami, Varsazola, Samba Yabsin, the Pada, Chodan Tamu, Drusoda Chalapangaram Samjata, Taparin Chimbo Jetta, Shansamini, Jetta, the Singwabjal Hazola, Survan de Subshinjilo, Shana Sami, Varsazola, Samba Yabsin, the Pada, Chodan Tamu, the Chalapangaram Samjata, Taparin Chimbo Jetta, Shansamini, Jetta, the Singwabjal Hazola. The Subshinjilo, Bishana Sami, Varjazur, Samba Ibshin, the Badam, Chodan Tama, Jobson, Tapangaram, Samjatam, Taparin Chimbo, Jetta, Shansam, New Vijet. Tazolam, Survam Dip Subshinjilo, Bishana Sami, Varchaz, Samba Ibshin, the Bada, Chodan Tanamo, Javersol, Telam, Tolaja, Survam Tapum, Team, Dagzoganda, Nibus of Shos, Nata, Galapon, Tapso, the Javata, Chudam, Jashim, Piravar, Zalata, Sol, Timila Tomba, near the Tatim Jonga. Now I'm giving me the zombie, Jimmy, Ramdan and I'm Karim Chutan again to where in China's hunter, Padanya, Daverta, Stone Bats on me, the Shaja, Sangin, Sergia, Dogjanam Sanda, Wave Sheladan, Chugo, Summon Solodorji, Chilatron, Shagab, Shagayes, and of Shagaja, Darjan, Shagayon, Yam, Shagab, the Seal, Homes, Alana, Sergia, Rectors, Jella, Juan Barava. Yes, she was a Javi, Quayan, Jabani, Virgib, Jadan, if Tanam Chettig, so Pagansoga Jamsum, Kurjium, Kurjan, Jambet, some Jesus, Jim, Tamili, Namjada, Deva, Chekwa, Walatulova. Jafgan and deep, Daniel, Chimbo, Sala, Yanjin, Chimbo, so the enemy, Jean, Zoni, Molam, Chimbo, Nabjatab, Parkara, Taram, some two Shirmur, the Roy, Tumbe, Tiji, Jan Lab, Shakam Salalo, Darjana, Gosama Gates, or Lom Shurabji, Kanamzam, Shurabut, and the Mini Bala, Tomela, Nivsa, they Tomali, Banyanim, Jodaba. So sort of Pagadan so she will give an tear some of Sagalajis a yerango Zabjan Jachi, Chujin, Corlo, Salam, Shakabjara, Janamam, Chalaparam, Korta, Sol, Chana, Nam Kartavi, Yeshirka, tear some pum Jeremy, Parabzimola. Nangora changing Salatan and Jan, Jerpuzirka, Tata, Navaremzod, Daki, takes some Sakapagi, so Jim, Katya, Vendroa, Kanla, Pandalata, Chuji, Jalabo, Takaparam, Nipsela, Jan, Chuji, Jalava, Compound, Opera, Shago, Darja, Nimim, Dro, Gumila, Nama, Tiji, Lakbarab, Zova, paternally, Jandan, Dinder, Renchina, Nam Samanja. Now I genuinely didn't tell they've said a jam chuckles on me the cheaper, Yelchi, Talapir, Solan Devana. I'm on jet, I'm judging Boom of Yellover, Shancheva Varta, Tiji, James, and Zodam, San and Jadapata, Zonly, Birch and Jeer, Tumbushka, Leyashi, was there another Zoba? Now I'm Chimbo, Dardan, Simson, and Tamjelaji, Jabba, Tamchel of Salajan, Takaba, Chimbo, Lamje, Yundana, Salajan, the Chidi, Shermer Dogoba, Sanumber, Sam Lama, Stumbachum, Dandy, Divjan, jana shak bada chumbaya da par zo pa sang ji kwar jer ba shak ja da ba lam she gin zalam chudur jab zam she wa lam shtum ba chum dan di ti jana shak bada chumbaya da par zo pa sang ji kwar jer ba shak ja da ba lam she gin zalam chudur jab zam she wa lam shtum ba chum dan di ti jana shak bada chumbaya da par zo pa sang ji kwar jer ba shak ja da ba lam she gin zalam chudur jab zam she wa lam shtum ba chum dan di ti jana shak bada chumbaya da par zo pa sang ji kwar jer ba shak ja da ba lam she gin zalam chudur jab zam she wa lam shtum ba chum dan di ti jana shak bada chumbaya da par zo pa sang ji kwar jer ba shak ja da ba lam she gin zalam chudur jab zam she wa lam shtum ba chum dan di ti jana shak bada chumbaya da par zo pa sang ji kwar jer ba shak ja da ba lam she gin zalam chudur jab zam she wa lam shtum ba chum dan di ti jana shak bada chumbaya da par zo pa sang ji kwar jer ba shak ja da ba lam she gin zalam chudur jab zam she o taliya ta mani mani mahamanai zo 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 taliya ta mani mani taliya ta mani mani mahamanai zo taliya ta mani mani mahamanai zo ha mani mani mahamanai zo mani 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 mahamanai zo mani mani mahamanai zo mani mani mahamanai zo ha devara shakpa chirka chamda tam khurta gatsi sata shankhamanda Kerjem sam shagab zambum chandawa Tendran konra dagzag jaravara sho Nami sarvata thangata bayom bakum kambe sarvata kangate Saparana aman gangana kansu hai jen Dotun kandav dam tham thawochi Rizm bami jim jada sanchin jen Norva dam dal quadram punyaram jim Zolon chato samdal hantravan zod Jim dotun kandav dam tham thawochi Rizm bami jim jada sanchin jen Norva dam dal quadram punyaram jim Zolon chato samdal hantravan zod Jim dotun kandav dam tham thawochi Rizm bami jim jada sanchin jen Norva dam dal quadram punyaram jim Zolon chato samdal hantravan zod Gandab Samo Yeshi Drubexan, Yanti Jarmo Ekan Zatama, Yeshi Ledan Jetin Mamo, Solom Chatum Jermim Chanim Zud, Hon Gandab Samo Yeshi Drubexan, Yanti Jarmo Ekan Zatama, Yeshi Ledan Jetin Mamo, Solom Chatum Jermim Chanim Zud, Hon Gandab Samo Yeshi Drubexan, Yanti Jarmo Ekan Zatama, Yeshi Ledan Jetin Mamo, Solom Chatum Jermim Chanim Zud. Trong trong chém chi chém bồ ra Za tang je kara chak pan tip chilim chim Solam chitam chilim chalim zada She trong trong chim chik chim bora halam Japan nam jiri tomam chachata Za tang je kara chak pan tip chilim chim Solam chitam chilim chalim zada She trong trong chim chik chim bora halam Japan nam jiri tomam chachata Za tang je kara chak pan tip chilim chim Solam chitam chilim chalim zada Dam chin chi wa chim bu tilim zada Jitim tamam zangam panyi so Kap chara zam jari ji so dam chi Solam chatam chalim chalim zod Hoin tam chana jiwa chambu tilim salam Jibdi tamam zangam ponyi so Kapchara zamjari ji sodam jim Solam chatam chalim chalim zod Hoin tam chana jiwa chambu tilim salam Jibdi tamam zangam ponyi so Kapchara zamjari ji sodam jim Solam chatam chalim chalim zod Pama ganga kwanyan tawochi Chipzan takpa jabo yang liquir Samar po kwa kuram jabam jim Solam chatam chalim chalim zod Shepa maganga kwanyan tawochi Chipzan takpa jabo yang liquir Kwa kuram jabam jim Solam chatam chalim chalim zod Shepa maganga kwanyan tawochi Chipzan takpa jabo yang liquir Samar po kwa kuram jabam jim Solam chatam chalim chalim zod 上西个人了，真把咱几家，到了本我这得把人咋的白呀？去了江也不是那老人去南极，大个三顿那马里，女人这本做的，可人的去看，看到的本啊，让他们个也是我了你了，我花的那真不多的了，那把接这个也不是那老人女了，嘎儿啥人怎么办着大爷亲，去起了是个你，让了这两个我们那么，让你接了中我了这人们迷人处，让那大个不见得那么迷人啥来。我在你上看嘛，曾咱们换来的也真的不也得啦什么呢？前面的盆菜下巴拉索罗的话，得不公也得多半普巴神能接罗布，你亲儿我在你上看嘛，曾咱们花来的也上了不也得啦什么呢？前面的盆菜下巴拉索罗的话，得不公也得多半普巴神能接罗布，你亲儿我让看嘛，曾咱们花来的也上了不也得啦什么呢？前面的盆菜下巴拉索罗的话，得不公也得多半普巴神能接罗布他的那不拉嘛。我了你的脸儿尖儿啷个是我你这娘问他们，dia的干那也是今的不拉嘛当，干了完年不偏了吧，头把把儿啥么？这娃跟的样大个了嘛，当真没得去见花了，老学的讲。撒当蓝就用的那拉走呢，多金枪个官旁，女儿头不小，怎等的官本怎花了个样了，谁跟着了罗，刚个罗住这你怎这人也得了那么大个啥的比。真的东干那这这是是人家的姐太个了，那个我们真能干大个这不从这马里们他那不定的气死了吧？这这个干那不经不得这样那个姐姐个样的那送，这个人去这个牛毛你了，你这个这个准在的讲。 Marianam Saladim Galanyaka, Chemnila Chum Zalaratana, Donate Tagajang Sabjim, Tarsuna Yundan, Leads of Jetty, Tawoshka, Chatagam Jatam, Jenny, Genti, Dagloman, Salam Jam Hola, Ayalam, the Domara Pazana, Domara Pazana, Marapazana, Domara Pazana, Doma. Umara Bazana do Mara 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 Bazana do Umara Bazana do Zedanan Jerjim Cheraba Ola Zarajib Damlo Tamembar of Salani Quadam Damju Jean Le Topaya, Lodru, the Bolaba, and now I've jellet the solo.
Yanzi Jambor Zordan Nimi Jan, Monum Jambor Gadiana. 그렇다는 산도 실물도 돈바 두제 장라 기시험 살
In order to benefit all sentient beings, let's give rise to the Supreme Bodhicitta. Let's now continue with our class on the Shrangama Sutra. And now, when we look at the Shrangama Sutra from the history, it has been an important text for the Buddhists to study, and it's such a profound teaching for the Buddhists to study, especially for people who study the Han Buddhism, the Chinese Buddhism in mainland. And it is a necessary sutra for people to study. From the history, we can see that whatever school that you come from, whatever school that you study in fact, the Buddhists have deep understanding, and placed a great importance on the Shrangama Sutra. But now, because of due to various reasons, and because of lots of factors, in fact, not many people are studying the Shrangama Sutra. But time is changing. Same as our studying, meditation, and our contemplation and practice. In fact, lots of the causes and the situations are also changing quite quickly and ever-changing, in fact. So when we're studying the Shrangama Sutra, I noticed that from my observation, I think a majority of you are studying with great attentiveness, and I'm very happy about it. But at the same time, I really hope that you should be prepared. Doesn't matter how long you're planning to study here, I really want you to prepare yourself to study all the way through, because it's probably going to take a long time. And there are people who didn't start studying from the beginning. Then I really want to encourage you to study all the way through till the end, or at least attend as many classes as possible. I only have the oral transmission of the last 2 volumes, not the ones before that. But when we are studying the teachings of the Buddha, I think we'll be able to still receive all the blessings and the wisdom of the Buddha. So during our study, I really hope that you cherish this opportunity to listen to this teaching. I know that lots of people would listen to the class at the beginning. When we begin some classes, maybe they just want to have auspicious cause at the beginning, and maybe they don't want to study afterwards, or maybe they're no longer in the human realm anymore. Anyhow, they would attend the first one class, and that could be their way of studying the sutra. But the majority of us, I really think that you're listening attentively. You then start well, and then you're listening all the way through till the end of the class. So that's really wonderful. And now let's continue with the sutra with the class. We've already finished the 7 ways or 7 attempts of searching for the mind. And over here, Ananda said that I am well, I receive lots of affection from the Buddha, but though I listened to lots of your teachings, but I have to practice more. Maybe when he encounters some obstacles, he feels that he needs practice. So over here, the Buddha started to give the teaching on the samadhi, on the actual practice. So Ananda first prostrated to the Buddha with the full prostration where his 5 limbs are on the ground. And then the entire assembly also stood over there on tiptoe and waiting attentively to listen to the teachings and instructions of the Buddha. In fact, I think the Buddha has this heart-to-heart connection to Ananda, and they really understood each other. So Ananda continuously to pose questions, and the Buddha continuously to answer Ananda's questions. If Ananda were only to ask one or two questions, then rather the Shrangama Sutra would be compiled as a very thin, very short sutra. But Ananda continuously to ask questions, to pose questions, and then that is how we receive the profound teaching from the Buddha. And from our current situation, what we can see as well is that there are disciples who deeply understood what the teacher wanted to teach. And then they would use their skillful ways to try to ask as many questions and try to ask the teacher to give as many teachings as possible. If the students, disciples around a teacher doesn't have lots of longing to receive teachings from the Buddha, from the teacher, then the teachings won't be so abundant after the passing of the teacher. Therefore, the contribution of the Lama or contribution of the teacher really depends on one hand of the teacher's wisdom, compassion, as well as his strength. The other hand would be how the students are, whether the students are skillful, whether the students are on the path of searching for wisdom and compassion. So it really has these 2 main factors. In the Agama Sutra, at the beginning of the Agama Sutra, there was a sutra. It is called the Differences of Merit Sutra, or the chapter of it. Over there, it stated that why the Buddha took Ananda as his attendants. It is said that, first of all, because Ananda does not search or long for only his own realization, rather he tried to get as much as answers out of the Buddha, and he really understood what the Buddha wanted to teach or want to say. So it's quite important for the disciples to understand the meaning, the true meaning of the teacher. Otherwise, there are disciples who don't understand what the teacher meant. For example, if the teacher said that I don't think For example, the teacher said that he doesn't like to beg for alms, and then the student said, "No, no, no, that's not true. In fact, what the teacher said is only meaning that he definitely needs money, therefore you should offer him." And there are students who then interpret the teacher's teaching by saying that, oh, the instruction of the teacher for the students to study, contemplate, and practice is really very relative. What he meant is that you should volunteer and serve the Sangha, and vice versa. So I think to understand the meaning of the Lama or the teacher is really crucial. While on the surface we do have this hierarchy, that we have the manager, we have the Dharma teacher, we have the teachers, we have the high lamas and all that. But for the students whomsoever are serving them, you should have understanding of their true meanings instead of interpreting them in the wrong way, which could mislead others. So let's look at the sutra. Over here, the Buddha is about to turn the profound Dharma, and he said that then the world honored one radiated forth from his face various kinds of light, dazzling light as brilliant as hundreds of thousands of suns. So from the face of the Buddha, the 5 colored lights were radiated from the Buddha, and the lights are very brilliant. And this kind of light are just like hundreds of thousands of suns radiating this world simultaneously. But the light that radiates from the face of the Buddha is a bit different than the ones that's radiated from the sun. Because if there were hundreds and thousands of suns that's radiating at the same time, then we cannot look at all. But the light that radiates from the face of the Buddha is rather very dazzling and beautiful to look at. And Mianmen, which is in Chinese, but what it is translated directly is the face door. From some of the teachings, it is stated that it is the light that radiated from his mouth. And from the Tibetan version, it is stated that it is the light that radiated from the center of his the center white hair in the middle of his eyebrows. In fact, when we read the sutras, there are different kinds of places where the Buddha would radiate lights. Sometimes his face, sometimes his middle of between the eyebrows, and in fact they have different meanings. For example, the light that radiates from the middle of between his eyebrows is in fact is a teaching of the Mahayana. And if it were radiated from the mouth, then it is a teaching of the 3 yanas. Some masters, including Master Zixuan, in his commentary, he said that Shurangama Sutra was taught after the Avatamsaka Sutra and before the Parinirvana Sutra. Why is that? He listed 2 reasons. And the first one is that, first of all, at the beginning of the sutra, Pasenati will then tell his own story of how he saw the river Ganges when he was young, and now he sees the Ganges rivers and all that. And then later on, there was the story of the son of King Prasanati, whose name is Virudaka, and the conflicts that's about to happen between Virudaka and the clan of Shakyamuni. So through such kind of teachings, we can see that it is in fact not just at one particular time or at one particular place that this sutra was taught. Another reason, the second reason, is that in fact in the Avatamsaka Sutra, the Buddha gave the prediction for the arhats to be enlightened, to attain full enlightenment as well, or Shravakas to attain full enlightenment as well. And then all the Shravakas were very happy about it. And then in the Mahaparinirvana Sutra, where the Buddha also radiated the light from his face and passed into parinirvana. And before that, he asked if there are questions to be asked. And if there were no questions, he would then pass into parinirvana. So there is something very similar as well. Therefore, we can see that the teaching of the Shrangama Sutra is taught between the Avatamsaka Sutra and the Parinirvana Sutra. And over here, the 6 kinds of quakes pervaded the Buddha realms in various Buddha realms. In other sutras, we also talked about it, the 6 kinds of earthquakes, such as movements, such as erupting and heaving up, and different kinds of sounds, different kinds of cracking sounds. In fact, these kind of sounds or movements are perceived only with realization, for people with realization, rather than the actual earthquakes. The signs of such auspicious quaking happen at that time. Usually there are different kinds of would indicate different auspicious signs, such as if there was a Buddha or someone who attained enlightenment, just as when we look at beautiful kinds of clouds or the auspicious rainbows, different kind of auspicious signs that would shine forth, then it indicates something that is very auspicious. There are Sangha members who are very attracted to rainbows. When I was young, when I heard the yaks, I didn't recognize those rainbows. I didn't regard those rainbows as auspicious signs, because when I was herding, I could see rainbows everywhere. In the mountains, it is very common to rain in the summer seasons, and the rainbow would appear very often. So it is not very necessary to recognize all rainbows as auspicious signs. Sometimes there are auras around the sun, and there are people who would consider that as auspicious signs. And there are people who would consider that if someone passes away around that period of time, and they think that is the best sign of auspicious death. And they would Photoshop it on computer and on the photographs, and they would consider that as very auspicious. But that is not necessarily true. But over here, the kind of quaking that's pervaded in Buddha realms, this kind of quaking is not only, or it doesn't just particularly shows that it's outside. It could be that the inner quakings, if something that is very auspicious happening outside, then there must be something auspicious happening innerly. There are the kind of quaking happens in our hearts. For example, when you meet with some great master with great realization, even if you listen to one class, even if you just meet him, at that time and listening to his teaching, you would feel very much shook up from the bottom of your heart. All of your previous value systems would be completely transformed. And rather than the external quakings, it is the inner quakings. There are tourists who would come to Larangar, and when they get to the tip of the mountains and look down, they would say that, wow, this is so amazing. And when they have such kind of feeling of something is very different, then the mentality could also change, and their way of looking at life could also change. And maybe that could become a source of strength where they would change their view of life, and it could plant a seed on their alaya. So, the lands as many as 5 modes of dust throughout the 10 directions appeared simultaneously. In fact, at that one moment, simultaneously, all the Buddha realms of the 10 directions appeared. And then with the Buddha's numinous penetration, all the countries of the 10 directions became one. And the Buddha's awesome spirit caused all realms to unite into a single realm, and in this realms, all the great bodhisattvas, each remaining in their own country, put their palms together and listened. It sounds quite difficult to imagine, isn't it? But we can reflect upon our modern technology. In fact, if we were to use technology of internet and computer, if you were to click open one application, and then many things would open. And if you were to close this application, everything would then be condensed into this one logo or into this one icon. Also, look at how you are listening to this class. Many people are listening to this class through internet, and not only you can listen to it, you can actually see it as well. And you have not even left your home. There are people who thought that, how could it be possible? How could you say that Buddha had the numinous penetration of transforming one to many and many to one? That is not possible. But let's look at the numinous penetration of the scientists. They can then transform all of those into one, and they can transform one into many as well. From our audio, from our visual, all different kind of information. In fact, many people from different places in the world, they can then look at the visual, they can listen to the audio, and they can join with different people from many different places in this world, and they can have an online meeting. There are people who would ask that, can we then share the scent and touches? But that's not possible yet, because the audio and video are waves, therefore they are physical waves. But the scent as well as touches are more molecular, on the molecular level. According to Abhidharma, it is talked that there are different kinds of forms and the different kinds of matters that would form into forms, touches, senses, and so on. So it's all of different kinds of particles. The one transformed to many and many transformed to one. the not coming and not going, all of these kind of numinous penetrations are then shared and enjoyed by many people around the world. Though the listeners are not bodhisattvas and the teacher is not a Buddha, but you are now enjoying the numinous penetration that is very similar to that. You can stay at your own home or your own country to listen to the class that's far away, and you can then even see the person who is giving the teaching. So why don't we seize the opportunity and use this skillful means to then study and listen to the Dharma classes online? Doesn't matter whatever happens over here in Larangar, including a few years back, the changes that happened here, and a decade ago that the changes happened over here. In fact, we had never stopped our studies. Sometimes we would take some time to take a vacation or so, but that's okay. But mostly what's really important is that after studying and after you have the opportunity of internet, you can study online. You can study in groups online, and you can study on your own. Even if we don't have this kind of classes online right now, then you can study on your own for a month or 3 months or so. Sometimes it's necessary. And I think what's really important is that within that time period, you should then try to study on your own so that you don't really stop that flow of study. We can use video streaming, we can use electric, or we can use e-books, and we can use all different kinds of skillful means. In terms of other kinds of management, including discussion groups, including different kinds of classes, I think we can share those information and those kind of material and resources with you. Or at the beginning of next year, we can provide you with some skillful means to support your self-learning. What's most important is that it doesn't matter how the situation changes, that you should in fact persevere in your studying and contemplation and practice. With the changes of time, I think it is quite important to continuously to study and invest your time in such a way. Maybe because of the change of time and the differences of time, we have to make some changes, but what's necessary is that you would use all the skillful means to study. The management team, I think you should be skillful, you should be wise, so that you can use all different kinds of skillful means to benefit others, and you should have wisdom, so that you can help yourself as well as others to finish their study. Over here it says that the bodhisattvas each remaining in their own country, in their Buddha field, and they are listening to the teachings of the Buddha. We're at rather a very special time. Let's look at how it was decades ago or hundreds of years ago, where the great masters, in order to receive the Dharma, they would cross miles of mountains and numerous rivers to receive the precious Dharma. But now, in fact, you don't have to go through all the hardships anymore, but you can receive the Dharma rather very conveniently. And with such kind of convenience and skillful means present, and if you do not study, then that will be quite pitiful and it will be quite regrettable later on. Over here, all the bodhisattvas fold their hands and listening to the teaching of the Buddha. And then at that time, the Buddha said to Ananda, because in that because the Buddha, in fact, is in the same place, at the same place as the Ananda. All the bodhisattvas are in their own Buddha fields, and the bodhisattvas, while listening to the teaching of the Buddha, and they fold their hands and listen, maybe they can see them as well. So the Buddha then said to Ananda, all living beings from beginningless time onward, and in all kinds of upside-down ways, have created seeds of karma which naturally run their course, like the Aksha cluster. So from the beginningless time, the sentient beings then plant this seed, and it became, and this seed would run the entire course of the karma. And the sentient beings would still stay in this world. And this seed is, the seed has ignorance and afflictions and produce all kinds of suffering. The analogy given here is that the whole course goes just like Aksha fruit. This is the Aksha fruit. Maybe there are different kinds of forms of it, but the meaning of it is that all different kinds of plants, out of one cluster of this fruit, it has 3 fruit on it. One is the analogy of karma and suffering. Because they are of causes and conditions for each other. One is then the delusion, the other one is bad karma, and the other one is the retribution of suffering. Sometimes they would change orders. They could be of the causes for each other and the conditions for each other and the duration of each other. Therefore, they then would always be together. According to Master Chang Shui, he quoted from the sutra. He said that all dharmas are stored within the storehouse consciousness, and the storehouse consciousness pervades all dharmas. These 2 are results of each other, and they are always causes of each other. Sometimes they would be the causes of each other, and sometimes they could be results of each other. Just like the fruit of Aksha cluster, when they fall into the ground, then they would be the seed for another tree again. Such as some of the flowers nowadays, after the flower wither, the fruit would fall down in the ground, in the earth, and then it would grow into flower again in spring. There are people with great aggression and anger when they were young, and they would grow up with such kind of habitual pattern as well. And sometimes such kind of habitual pattern is very much hidden. Just as the sutra says, some of the fruition would ripen within one's mind stream, and some of the fruition would ripen on the external situation. For example, someone would grow up as someone who has lots of anger, and someone would grow up as someone who has a good temper, however, grows in a poor environment. As previous masters of Buddhism, they would say that whatever adversity you encounter, consider it a chance to purify your previous negative karmas rather than create new ones through it. It is best to pacify your previous negative karma. Do not then cultivate the new ones through the bad karma. Rather, the mundane beings, what they would do is that they do not only their previous evil karma would come to maturation. In fact, lots of their new karmas would also come to fruition. They would create new negative karmas through the whole process of it, and they continuously create negative karmas for themselves. And from this, we can see that all different kinds of dharmas would continuously to circulate and generate. It would be difficult to get out of the samsara with such kind of creation of karma. So the mundane beings are fettered by the karma, though many people, after they start practicing, they want to attain realization, but they can't because of the fetter of the previous negative karma. And the reason those who cultivate cannot accomplish and surpass the Bodhi, but instead reach the level of sound hearer or of one enlightened to conditions, or become accomplished in outside ways, or outside ways means the heretics, as heaven dwellers or as demon kings, just as the demon Papian, or as members of retinues of demons, is that what they do not know the two fundamental roots and are mistaken and confused in their cultivation. So this is the reason why those would become or reborn in such a way, and these kinds of sentient beings are suffering greatly in samsara. And over here, the Buddha stated these two fundamental roots, or two fundamental reasons that they're still dwelling in this samsara. So the first one is that they are So over here it is said that these sentient beings are like one who cooks sand in the hope of creating some savory delicacies. They're cooking the sand in the pot and cooking it for a long period of time and hoping that it would become delicious food. They may pass through as many aeons, and there are motes of dust, but in the end, they will not obtain what they want. According to Master O.E., what he said is that by cooking the sand, it is then the imputed dharma. And the food, the savory delicacies, the delicious food that people hope for is the perfect result or realization. And by taking such kind of imputed dharma and hoping it to turn into the absolute, to turn into the perfect, true existence, that is not possible. Just as if one hopes to transform a snake into a rope. Because if at the root of it, it is imputed and it is the false and imagined dharma, then how could you receive the truly existent? Therefore, it is important to recognize the truth of your own mind. Otherwise, without recognizing the true nature of your mind, all the other works that you do are wasted efforts. Which reminds me of a story of Ma Zu, who was a great meditator. Chan Buddhism, Master Huairang at that time, seeing Mazu was meditating, and he was meditating with great diligence. And then this Master Huairang started to trying to grade a rock into a mirror, and then it must be very annoying to Mazu because he was sitting in meditation, just as when I was reading my books. Anyway, I don't want to get into my stories. I will tell the story actually. No, I won't. Anyhow, at that time, Master Huairang, he was then trying to grade this rock into a mirror. And upon hearing him grading this rock right beside him, Mazu then asked Master Huairang, saying that, "What are you doing?" And Huairang said that, "I'm trying to grade this into a mirror." And he said, "That's not possible." And then Master Huairang said, "It's the same thing, that you're trying to meditate and become a Buddha. How could that happen?" So with the teaching of Master Huairang to Mazu, he said that you should recognize the nature of your mind, and only that you watch the nature of your mind, you could attain enlightenment, but not through only meditation. Some of the masters who have deep connection to the Dharma and have lots of merit, when they listen to even one sentence of instruction, they would gain enlightenment right away. And for people who don't really have lots of merits, it doesn't matter how much you give teachings to them, they don't understand it, they won't get the point of it. So over here it points it out that if you were to only sit statistically with the posture of meditation and meditate in such a way, you won't attain enlightenment. So, what are the two reasons over here that is listed by the Buddha? The first one is that the basic root of birth and death caused since the time without beginning by wrong use of clinging mind, which people mistaken for their own nature. And this mind that you use is the mind that sees upon conditions. Those are the mind that all sentient beings would use. This kind of clinging mind. Lots of people would then consider this clinging mind as the true nature of mind. 所以大家对这个所谓的攀缘的话呢，就是也应该知道吧，就是 Over here, clinging or seize upon conditions. 王性的对境叫做所缘，然后这个所缘之中的性叫做是这个盼 and the object 的话呢，可以说是能取所取吧，这个 are in relations of the perceiver and the perceived, or the fixer or the one who fix upon and the object that is fixated. 能取所取也比较相同吧，意思就是说我们这个ERPC4就是性，就是也六识带来的话呢，就是 the six senses 最后呢，就是我们对六识。 We would use our six senses to grasp towards the objects that's perceived by the six senses and have false thoughts upon them. Some masters, when they explain this part, they would explain certain way of saying that what it is clinging mind or this kind of the mind that seizes upon conditions mean is when, for example, you want to create a special relationship with someone or so on. They would then explain it in such a way, especially in the Chinese language circumstances. According to the Vimalakirti Sutra, if it says that what is it to eliminate objectified mentation, it is done with non-attainment. If there is no attainment, there is no objectified mentation.
是这个佛陀的什么阿难的这个兄弟叫做难陀嘛，就是难陀跟他的这个
Which reminds me of the story of Nanda. Nanda is a cousin of Shakyamuni Buddha and the brother of Ananda. It was said that Nanda had this wonderful relationship, loving, affectionate relationship with his wife, who was very beautiful. And then once the Buddha was begging for alms and Nanda was just around, and he told his wife that he's going to offer some rice to the Buddha. And Nanda's wife said that I only let you go for a very short moment. As short as the moment that my spit you can only leave for the moment of time that my spit won't dry on the ground. So she spit on the ground, and Nanda then went to the Buddha and made offering to the Buddha. And as much as he wanted to, the Buddha used his numinous penetration by retrieving slowly, and Nanda had to then walk further and further to make offering, and finally he followed the Buddha to the Jeta Grove. And then Nanda said that I have to go back because my wife is waiting for me. And the Buddha said that it's okay, take your time, I just want to show you something. And then he took Nanda into the forest. And in the forest they saw a horde of monkeys. Over there, the Buddha said that, what do you think? Who is more beautiful, that old monkey or your wife? Nanda answered, without a question, definitely my wife. She's really beautiful. And then the Buddha used his numinous penetration and took him to the heaven realm. And over there, they saw many beautiful heavenly maidens. And then the Buddha asked Nanda, saying that, who is more beautiful, your wife or the maidens in the heaven? And Nanda said that, no, compared to the heavenly maidens, my wife just looks like an old monkey. Then the Buddha took Nanda to the hell realm, and over there, then Nanda finally realized that it is more important to search for liberation. And upon waiting for Nanda to come back, the spit got dried for a long period of time. But Nanda then got ordained and followed the Buddha to study. Did he finally attain arhatship? I can't remember if Nanda attained arhatship. Arhathood. Did Nanda go back? No? And what did his wife do then? I was joking about the wife was staring at the spit. I think they didn't really say much about the rest of the story. But that also shows about the clinging mind. And the second is the primal pure substance of the beginningless Bodhi Nirvana. It is the primal bright essence of consciousness. So the first one is the mind of deluded mind, and the second one is the nirvana mind or the Bodhi mind, where it says that it is a primal pure substance of the beginningless Bodhi Nirvana. And Bodhi and Nirvana would be explained by great masters into three aspects. First, of the actual wisdom, of the true nature, of people who have accomplished the Bodhi, and so on. But that's from the mind-only school. Master Xuanzang, his whole career was focused on the propagation of mind-only school, of Yogacara school. According to myself, in my opinion, because I've studied the mind-only school as well, the Yogacara as well, but to my humble opinion, I really feel that compared to Madhyamika, I think mind-only school is more complicated and more complex. Whenever I get to the mind-only school, I often feel really tired when I have to give teachings on it, because I would have to investigate, what is it going to talk about, on dependent, or on the absolute, or on the imputed, what is it? But so when I look at the commentaries that's made by the previous masters who study the mind-only school, I feel that they're a little bit more difficult to understand. And compared to the mind-only school, I really feel that Madhyamika is easier to understand. And compared to Madhyamika, I think the Mahati is much easier to understand. It is said nowadays, in fact, it is easier to speak to those people who are more successful and more cultivated and more educated, and it is much more difficult to communicate to the ones who are less educated, who are less cultivated and less successful. I'm not sure if this is a fitting analogy, but at least I think this is similar in terms of it's very difficult to explain in the Chittamatra, the mind-only school, but it's easier to understand from the Madhyamika, the middle way aspect, or the Ati aspect, or the Tathagata aspect, the Buddha nature aspect. When we give explanations of the sutras, I think it's important to make a reference of those great masters from those previous masters. I would cross-reference Master O.E. and great masters like such. I am sure that the way they explained this sutra is from the aspect of how they were taught from their masters. But when we're trying to understand this text, I think it's easier to explain this text with the Madhyamika aspect, and definitely I think the Ati, the great perfections aspect, to understand the sutra would be very easy. Anyhow, what it points to is what this primal bright essence of consciousness is Alaya, that can bring forth all conditions. Because of conditions, you consider it to be lost. Because people do not really understand this kind of this primal bright essence of consciousness. This Alaya is very difficult for the mundane people to discover its true essence, true nature. In fact, the mind could then easily manifest all kinds of phenomena, all kinds of animate and inanimate but completely understand it is very difficult to completely bring forth all such would be very difficult. And it is also explained that Bodhi is from the realization aspect and Nirvana is from the abandonment or the eradication aspect of realization. You can say that this primal bright essence of consciousness is Buddha nature. You could say that this is the Alaya, not the Alaya consciousness, it is the Alaya. In fact, to recognize Buddha nature is rather very easy. According to the records of the transmission of the lamp, where it says that those who realize it knows it is the Buddha nature. Those who don't realize it call it a soul. For the people who recognize this nature, then they can know that this is the Buddha nature. And for those who don't realize it, they would give it all kinds of names, such as soul, such as Atman, all different kinds of names. And this mind of nirvana is very difficult to recognize, it is said, for the sentient beings, for the mundane sentient beings. And living beings lose sight of the original brightness of this Alaya. Therefore, though they use it to end their days, they're unaware of it, and without intending to, they enter the various destinations of the 6 realms in samsara. Without recognizing it, doesn't matter how diligent you are, you'll be entering into the 6 realms of samsara again. Just as Fudashi, a lay practitioner, said, if you do not recognize, just as he said, you sleep with this Buddha nature every night and wake up with it every morning, but people don't see it at all. Great masters would say that this is really important. These 2 points that's brought by the Buddha, the mind of the mundane and the mind of nirvana. In fact, these are the 2 keys of Shurangama, and this is taught through an instructional way, such as Master Oyi would consider this is of crucial importance out of Shurangama Sutra. So first one is that the mundane beings do not recognize their mind that clings and mistaken it to be the true nature. And the second one is that people do not recognize their Buddha nature. So I think if you were to understand some of the teachings from the Talagatagarbha Sutra, you will be able to understand it easier.
那么我们下面呢，就是再讲一下那个，这个是就刚才两个这个根本问题已经讲完了。然后呢，
We've already finished the 2 crucial questions, or 2 crucial points brought by the Buddha. And then the Buddha said that, Ananda, since you now wish to know about the path of shamatha, because I think Ananda, after encountering some problems or obstacles that happened to him, he really wanted to practice. Just as some of our masters, when they go out and teach the Dharma, some of them, a group of them, would say that they have to study harder, because there were people outside of Varunga ask them very difficult questions, and then they feel that they really lack the systematic studying and contemplation. Therefore, they want to do that. And there are people who would go outside and teach, and they encounter some obstacles, and they vow to practice more after they come back. And over here, Ananda then said that he wants to recognize his nature of mind through shamatha, through practice. And over here, the Buddha said that since Ananda, you want to then transcend this birth and death, then I will question you further. In fact, over here, this kind of questioning of the Buddha is very much similar to the direct pointing out of the nature of mind that is taught in Vajrayana. Over here, the Tathagata raised his golden arm and bent his 5 wheeled fingers. Some says over here the 5 wheeled fingers is that he then make his fingers. In fact, the Buddha then closed his hands into a fist. Some say that he then sequentially from one finger to the next and closed his hands into a fist. And then he showed his fist to Ananda, saying that, do you see? Do you see the Buddha? In Vajrayana teaching, such as Pamasamava or Sri Sangha, where they would point into the space and say, and direct their disciples to recognize the nature of mind. Some great masters would do that. In fact, over there, then the Buddha showed Ananda his fist and asked Ananda, do you see? Ananda over here there said that, yes, I see. And then Buddha continued to ask, what do you see? And Ananda said, I see. I see the Tathagata raised his arm and bent his fingers. Previously, the Buddha asked Ananda, how do Ananda sees the Buddha, perceive the Buddha? And this is the second time of Buddha asking Ananda. In the previous teaching on the 7 attempts of searching for the mind, in fact, over there it was the destruction of the 2 of the 5 skandhas, that is the skandha form and skandha of sensation. And over here, it is more on the consciousness. This is the commentary based on Master Han Shan. In Master Han Shan's commentary, he said that my best effort of giving the commentary of on the commentary of Shurangama Sutra, he said that's my best contribution. Just as how I said that my contribution to this flight of the Garuda is on my outline. But sometimes I feel that his outline is a little too detailed and it's very difficult to understand. But I really feel that a great master like him who invested his whole life into studying this one sutra, that is the Shurangama Sutra, his understanding of it and his way of outlining it with logic is very useful and it's very helpful. I'm not sure if you studied it beforehand, before our class, and I really encourage you to do so. Anyhow, Ananda then over here started saying that I see Tathagata raise his arm and bend his fingers into fists of light, which then dazzles my mind and my eyes.
然后他说是如来的这个就是刚才那个光明圈呢，就照耀我们，就是
Ananda says that I see the Buddha, then I see his fist of light, which dazzles my mind and my eyes. In fact, Ananda, he could perceive not only the fist, rather he see it with the lights. Just as
所以有些是这样的，但有些好像那个观夫三昧海，就是这里面
just as another disciple of Buddha said that I could see your light. I could see that we are very much similar, but the only difference is that you have some light. In another story, lots of the members of the Shakyamuni clan, they said that I could not see the beautiful figure of the Buddha, of the Tathagata. I could not see the golden figure of the Tathagata. How is it that we do not see it? We are of the clan of the Shakyamuni. What is it that blocks our eyes from seeing your true figure of the golden body of the golden figure? And then the Buddha said that what you should do is to confess, to make confession, and to supplicate to the past, present, and future Buddha, and then you should prostrate diligently. Because of the purification of their negative karma, they finally got to see the beautiful golden figure of the Buddha. Unlike Devadatta, in fact, Ananda could see the golden body and the body that radiates light of the Buddha. So Ananda was the one who understood the Buddha, who is very much connected to the Buddha, who could see all the merits of the Buddha. And the Buddha continuously then to ask him, saying that, well, since you can see, then what do you see it with? Because previously Ananda answered saying that I see it with my mind. But over here Ananda got a little smarter, saying that the members of the great assembly and I all see it with our eyes. I see it with my eyes, he answered. Then the Buddha said to Ananda, you have answered me by saying that the Tathagata bends his fingers into a fist of light, which dazzles your mind and eyes, and your eyes are able to see. But what is the mind that is dazzled by my fist? Since you've already said that it dazzles your mind and eyes, then since your eyes are able to see, but then what is the mind that is dazzled by? Then the Buddha continuously to ask this question to Ananda. In lots of the Chinese commentaries, we can see great masters from the past. They feel very grateful to Ananda because they feel that if Ananda were to stop asking questions and were to not ask the right question or answer the right answer correctly to the questions of the Buddha, then the Buddha won't be able to give such profound teaching to us. Ananda then replied, as the Tathagata is asking where the mind is, now that I use my mind to search for it thoroughly, I propose that precisely what is able to investigate is my mind. I tried my best. I tried the hardest to find where my mind is. I used searching, the method of searching and method of chasing after it and investigating. And then I understand that my mind is the one who is able to investigate. Is precisely what is able to investigate is my mind. In the heart drop of the Guru of Lama or the Yeshe Lama, it has the questions of where is the mind, where is it located. Then at that moment, Ananda then was saying that the one who is searching for the mind is the mind. And then the Buddha said that, hey, this one that's translated into Chinese was said in a commentary that this particular word is from the southern part of China. It's rather a dialect, and especially connected to how where the translator was, then it's probably true, isn't it? I'm not sure if it is. And then over here the Buddha said that, hey, I've told you so many times that this is not your mind. That's very silly of you. I've been teaching you for a long period of time and you don't even understand this? And then Ananda, feeling very startled, and he leaped from his seat because the Buddha then reprimanded him, started to scold him by saying that, I've told you so many times, how could you say that? The water is the mind. How could you say that? And then startled, Ananda leapt from his seat, stood and put his palms together. Look at Ananda with his great personality who was humiliated and scolded in front of the public. He would still be there and continuously to ask questions to the Buddha. So Ananda is very good in such a way. And then Ananda in front of the great assembly, and he stood up and put his palms together and said to the Buddha, if this is not my mind, then what is it? I am so confused. I've asked you 7 questions previously, and now I still don't know where my mind is and what my mind is. And then the Buddha said to Ananda, it is your perception of false appearances based on external objects, which delude your true nature and have caused you from beginningless time to your present life to recognize a thief as your son. These kind of appearances based on external objects is the thing that deludes your true nature. This kind of external objects has already deluded your true nature. Which means, in fact, all of these illusions, all these deluded appearances had already deluded your true nature, had already deluded your mind, and has already caused you being deluded from the beginningless time. And you are recognizing this delusion as a thief, just as you recognize a thief as your son. To lose your eternal source and to undergo the wheels turning. In fact, lots of what we perceive is no other than our deluded recognition of the external phenomena, external objects, and we grasp onto them as a solid existence. And because of that, then we've been in samsara, in this turning wheel of samsara from beginningless time.
本来是就是对我们还是损害很大的，就是这些虚妄假象的，但把他当作是自己的儿子一样，我们一直不断的就是一个字，就是在自己家里养着，把他当作儿子的话，那肯定是
we would perceive such kind of delusion as a truth is no other than recognize a thief to be your own son.
但是我们没有认识他，就是
In fact, the external delusions are the thieves.
好看呢，认为是好看；好听呢，认为是好看。
You would take what is you would consider that music is good to your ears. It's very nice to listen to, and things are beautiful to look at, and so on. So today we'll stop here that to undergo the wheels turning.
Sonam dai tamche zubanya thona ni be jana
nam chi balom tu ya jabam zolim joab jolvara sham depa sanji am dam shobjayam jitin dagna kam jim chal para cher Kayam abshin de taram niravaram samzog shan chabaram beres handipshun Shobja gale janam chanyala pa de daja chere yons dag para cher shan chabab shan wan chong jarvata sanji ji rabta kamar sho Shobji simchana kanam chanyala pa de da nalmel de var cher doa kanje chuje Namana, Tamber Jerjareva, Amjaparisho. Chanchab Shurba, Tana, Davshada Jam, Doa, Kanda, Jiva, Jamber Jer, Teraba, Kandam, Champur, Jivana, Startup, Dana, Raptam, Jamvarisho. Jarava Ganja, Jesus, Love Jeredam, Zombo, Jurba, Yonsa, Zobshid Jam, Talatamam, Jurba, Jamile, on Tagapa, Tata, Manyam, Jumila, Juperisho. Haye Kata, Latan, of Janakala, Talavama, Tata, Maya, Kanam, Dam, Doa, Ganja, Janam, Chatsamber, Tamchala, Kalata, Daki, Chuftanando. Desham Parulation Larabs and Dem Shanchibasim Namayam Jelma Jera, the back on a Majapara Jerpata, Teta Mali on Sub Shanvaresho. Lidam Yurma, the Jil Namalim, to the John Jitin and Anam Zayan, Chatara Padamochi, Machakbabjan, near the Namkara Topa Meteribshed. Jangam Chundam Shonam Jazambera, and so of them Alarapta, Javer, Shirif, Deva, Tagalam, Doa, Kam Godaja, Doa, Tamchadalana, Pemberivshed, Shanjabab Jorba, also Zobshidajan, Simchana Takim, Chodam, Temberim Jib, Zambov Shorba, Tagana, Aftunanja, my own Karabak and Dev Shorba. Chodam Sombera Kam Shoraba, Titatan, Tatan, Jobber Show, Litang Namatana, Simchi Jam, Shoraba, Tata, Molem Fchit, Dagla Pamberum, Dodbo, Jobo, Tagab, Zambo, Shoraba, of the Tumbanam, Detataya, Tata, Chalaparasho, Detagab Dagin, Namian, Yadamarion, Sanji, Jim, Kurvim, Gombo, Namam, Gumsama, Tagab, Daki, Jadavata, Mamam, Karapak, and the Machover. Teta Layam Chudba Jachiribja Jadavanam Jetamba Chums and a jam, Shanchib Shurba, and then now if she lives on both Shurba, number of Jawaya, Maom Karapak, and the Jadaparibja. Telepatham Chilatayam Koroanam, so Namayashi, Tagna, Mazalami, Taptang Shira, Batam, Zanam Taradam, Yundan and Kanji, Mazalam Zotur, Darchitana, Darnilla Janam, De, Jean Teresamji, my cap, Sardianam, Sardi, Winam, Jibala, Shantabif, Jalabab, Churchang of Tavaria. Tetara Mali, Tamchilla Shosaya, Chatsam Chula, Dixaman Taranyala, Sardi Yamso, Janam, Yamso, Song Chigian Lagam to Jacaragi, Jalava Kanayan Laganam Dagapam, do I can jam some batch of Janaya, Sardi Song La Tagapam Jupiter. There's a map shapa Jarava, Tam Jalatam, Kurulun, Saranam Rapta, Korvaya, Tetakaya, Soya Mazalala, Bloy to Jib Dagajan Raptam. Ma om Karapa Tam Chilam Jiberia, Kachi Chiki Dagajam Jiberia, Gayam Karapa, take some Salateta. Kachi Chashi Jina Jiberevshit. This the Mepshakba Mayo Sangeka, they took a Kachi Shigla, the cave, the they took a nerve show Yalala, Yamaret Yerabunam Tarato Jimji. Kaya this the Mataka Jam Kulapa, they took a Delachiga Tandam, number of Java, they took a Malim, Shogunam and Tamchata, Yarava Taka Janam Kulamji. Kaya Mabjun and Jitin and Runman, and Mabshan Chiverim, Verim Tanjam, Korolov, Korim, Yang and Deeper after Jam Taratun, Gombo, and G. Drone the Damcho. Condemn Yerevism to the Tunamata, can near Goya, Takaput of Dagata, Kanda Yundan of Shurputun Namatan, Kanda Chapa Shamba Taka. Game him son namatop dagatam, Chakpami, Parajarpa, Yashitop, Sherabat Tam, Zanatop Takaki, Shanchabaton Namayan Takajapurshit, Licheton Namayon Takapshid Jam, New Montun Namakandam, Jumper of Shilov, the Jeton Namato Miller of Shirija, Zombo Shulberton of Zopervia, Jean Namadamto, number Takapshidja, Simchana Jamto Takana, number Jurum, Chunamadamto Raptor. Tom Shelaja, yes, Jamso up the top of shit. Shopa Jamso number at of Shelaja, Mulama Jamso, Yonsa, Zoper of Shelas, Hardy Jamso up them, Chip Shelaja. Carapa Jamso, Mucho, Jalaparavia. Kaya takes some shapa, Jaravaya, Shanchip, Shurpa, Molam of Shetanam, of Zambo of Shurpi, Shanchip, Sardini. They can have the game, I live Zoparavia. Jarava can get teacher to Wapa, Kango, Mana, can tap Zanjif Jam, keep a day down, Somber of Japur, given the Tagatam Cheddar after Go. Litang Yatan Yirjan, Tagajam, Shurpanam, Tagajan, Mayon Tagaba. Moab Zambum keep and Chimdrawa, Tim Jarab Dagjan, the Tam Somper show. Can give up Zambu Jabub Sharam, Jam Walajina, Molam Jabberja, Mawam Karapak and the Mature. Many of Zoperja. Shurbatana, Sayud the Majaraji, Yundan and Jones of Zome, Barasho, Shabat, and made a pan in nature. Tetagam Charapa, Tamchadam Salavarja, Namkim Tarti, Tirpa, Chatsambara, Simchana, Malim, Tayan, Tipson and Te, Chatsamaletam, New Mom, Tajaraba, Daka, Molam and Tayan, Tetsamo. Kayam Shokji Janam Tai, Parim Chinadian, Dave Yelavanam La Palal, Hatam, Yub Devan, Chokanamaja, Janga, Danyar Karaparam Paravavi, Kanging over Jarpun, the two him, Shanchaman Chok, Jesus, Ramoshan, Lanchikizamiam, Talapa, Jelpana, so Namantambum, Chotam, Damjero. Kangi Zamshut the Mulam and the Tapi, Tinangan Song Tam Chadapa Varanger, then a Chopong and Barafawai, and Nawam Tai, they young Demiram Tong. They Taganya the Parav Yella Devaram so, Matsim, the young Deta Para. Zambote on Chandra, the Tagaram Burmatogo Division, Tamidanga Potaka, the Benama, Kanga, Mashi, Wangi, Shipata, the Zambo should band of Judana, near the Malions of Shawaramir. Yeshi down the Zitans and Namadar, Rita, Katawanam, down them Beramir, the Tamar Tagamambu, the Matabam, Jitin, Zambo, Kanam, Shadabaramir, Shanchipisha. One from the dim Yerim do, Sony, Sim, Chenam Pam, Sherap, Dim, Degarte, Shanchip, Sandim, Korlor at the Kor, then the Mede, Dam, Jiba, Tam, Chelam, Kayam Zambu should be Molamandam, Chawa, Dana, Tuntamelo Nayam, Day number Mamba, Sandim Chen, Shanchaban, Chocolate, Somnia, Mapshedaji, Jamhoda, Chitterum, Kimba, Kandab, Zambo, Dayan, Division, and they can give deeps of the hope, sure, gave and the Tagatam Chedar of no. This Samam Sharp, Jeravatam Jedaji, Moa, Kanlam, Chotam, Narbati. Daka gave us a van the cananjo. Zambo jobs of the Morevje. Darnam Chevim deep Shirajabana, Japatam Jatatanam Shamsalati, Monsamana, one time, Dame Tony, Deva Janja Jantar Raptumdo. There's only in Mulam the Terrijan, Tamchalamalim, Montam Jeravarasho. Teta Mali of the King also come, Jitin and Church of the Simpson and Pampered. Jelam Corazon Gava, Ter Pamotam Bashintam Zilishi. Now I'm Taib Jelvim on Samantha, Longtan Bayam, Ducky Tertusho. Ternab Ducky, Longtan up to the name to the Pamon Bob, she wam Chuck Jay, Lawyer to Chief Shopcher, I'm so young. Simpson and Amla Pamba Mombud, Zambub Judbu Mulamatomba, Giwa Jones, I love Ducky, just up. Tenam drove a molema gave a nam, Katchi, Chiki, Tamchalam Jurvarisho. Kayam Zambu Jurbandam Bim, so Namam Tai, Tamba Kantoki, Doa de Madam Chevarab Shawanam, Walla Wakami, the Bernera Batoperisho. Molema Jelabun, the Takam Chokasu, Taim, do I can lap him, Shilijan. Kandab Zambub Jambub Jean Traverti, Nanson in the Mamali, Stover Sanjir Kursamamib, Shan Labatam, Chunilamam, Jerabim Bub, Shan Labatam. Game the name of Shillam Dumbubs and the Baji, Chataram, Molamam Deperesho. Talayata Pantan Jaya, Awan Buddha. Bami did Durji Danjum Jet at the Burnham Later Lamba Karamonto Lond Ripper what James Shim made the Banzo Javla Survan David together Gombush and Labanyan Laj. Tila Chidam deeper Shenji all sorta eton del meran sadanga milata handavuruki zipambam trova sasama jalawa yam zum chenni ji gela shinchinam pupushi par solomam milatam sur hova nyam tagam dor takpa yeshi nawan chok zolov jam sop shon hamo jibu nyam jeraton jom keep jibzin malab survan devakatse manjar durji shi saftan Nim Zarbib Shokjum Korolo Chabanyam Jalan Chaya Tam Sear Sang Mai Tam Pamdi Ranta Chong Jirji Jamni Jalaba Tifja Zamo Dam Tabdana Tam Chong Jam Sunim Tirto Ayamela Lasam Timburim Mande Dottanam Japa Gameson Barajarjim Hapa Samdan Naramin Zambayam Depa Soji Nimdar Yonka Jan Tartab Shadab Shabi Talam Divar Taftanam Shagum Darab Deep Chashi Show Om Bazara Gara Padma Sada Om Bazara Gara Padma Sada
尊贵的上师仁波切，尊敬的堪布堪摩以及